Good morning, everybody. This is Michael DeGioia from the Affinity Legends of Wall Street Trading Room. So, the week has started, and so far so good. Okay, so we had a great play yesterday in SKX that will carry forward to today, meaning we will continue to watch SKX today. We will also continue to watch Kinder Morgan, KMI, which had a beautiful late day breakdown yesterday. And we will watch PayPal, which has earnings coming up soon. And we will watch Facebook as well. But for today's list, we're going to go through a couple of stocks. And let's go through our earnings list. And guys, if you have any stocks you'd like to add, I see Marty put in CMI, UPS, RIG. I'll take a look at those. I'm going to bring up the earnings runners from briefing first. Okay, so here we are. All right, so this is briefing, okay? This is for that was Friday. So this is, let's look at what happened after the close yesterday, because what happens after the close affects the morning's open. So first thing I do, guys, is I generally go through the stocks that I know, right? So like Broadcom, BRCM. So we got BRCM. We have Cake. Let them eat cake. IDTI. Okay, let's see. One of my friends texted me a few as well. Marvel and Baba, obviously. Baba was this morning. Baba. Marvel, MRVL. MRVL. Baba. Obviously, Yahoo goes with Baba. Obviously, PayPal sell before the market close. A lot of times, these guys, they will sometimes have a dip right before the end of the day. Rent-A-Center is one of my favorites. I'm not sure why. All right, so that was for yesterday. Now let's see this morning. AK Steel. AKS is one of my favorites as well. Obviously, that has it's just an old one, AKS, that we've looked at in the past that you kind of get accustomed to. Bristol Myers, BMY. I'm going to look at that one. I'm just going to put BMY on the list. Okay, we're going to take a look at the ones that Marty mentioned in just about 2 seconds. Comcast, Coach, Lexmark. I'm gonna list this as like a supplemental little spot. I'm gonna put them up here. CMCSK. Corning. SA. GLW. Okay. Comcast, GLW. DuPont, DD. IR is one of my other favorites I've played many times in the past. Lexmark, LXK. Merck. Pfizer. UPS. Merck, Pfizer, UPS. These all came out before the bell today. MRK, PFE, and UPS. Okay, so we're going to cover some of these now as gappers. Now, after the bell, we have a bunch. The biggest one that we've been watching is PayPal. Although I don't see it on this list. Maybe it's tomorrow morning. I'm going to double check PayPal, but I'm going to let me do the after the close list. Aflac. AFL. Apple, AAPL. Let's make sure I got the right date. Yep, Apple's after the bell today. JBT. JBT. Twitter is after the bell today. The Twitter, which, guys, I finally figured out how Twitter could make some money. I just had a revelation, so I'll tell you about that later. All right, so we got Twitter. All right, so let's go through some of these stocks. So, as you know, okay, we have the 5-minute. My pre-market, this is my pre-market 1 minute. Actually, I'm going to do filter after hours on my 5-minute. And then I'm going to leave the after hours on my 1 minute. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to filter the after hours on my 5-minute down here. And then I'm going to leave the after hours in on this one for my 1 minute. Okay, and then here is my daily chart. Okay, so let's get started. Let's take a look first at CMI. Okay, so here's CMI. It's gapping way down. This is Cummins International, Cummins Corp. Take a look at CMI. This really is gapped this has gapped so far down. I just don't see any support. So everybody on this chart for the last year is officially a loser at this point. So anybody who invested in Cummins Corp in 2013, in 2014, and 2015 have effectively become a loser today. So, you know, this means it's highly likely to be a gap and go down. Now, there could be a reverse check mark on Cummins Corp. So CMI, gap and go down. Okay, maybe reverse check mark. Okay. Next one, UPS. Okay, UPS. Let's zoom in on UPS. The nice thing about UPS is that it had a beautiful run up. Okay, my gut tells me that this is going to be a fade though. It's gapping onto support at VWAP on the daily. So watch for a washout and then run up. So I'm going to put UPS as a possible fade. UPS fade watch. Okay, so we got UPS. Let's take a look at RIG. RIG is a gap down. The problem with RIG for me, again, is that we're gapping down onto a support level in what looks like a bull flag. So although it's made a big recovery, I mean, could it sell off down to $12? It could. So I'm just going to say RIG is an either or. RIG, either or. Okay, what do we do in either or? We watch for a 5-minute high, 5-minute low break. Okay, and that's called MOMO, right? Momentum. These are all ones that are already for today. Okay, so let's go through a couple of these. I want to take a look at market just opened. So let's take a look first at UPS, because UPS is probably the top of my list. Okay, I'm going to watch Skechers as well. Okay, I'm going to watch. There's so many on the list that it's hard to narrow down the list. But they usually become evident pretty quick. UPS, it was making new highs yesterday. It was right before the close. Funny. DSW as a short, GE as a long. Okay, I'll see if I have any others. That crazy VRX stock is still in play. Okay, don't see a whole lot. Skechers, still on my watch list. Guys, UPS, looking like, I think that this is going to be a fader, but keep an eye on UPS. RCII. Guys, Rent-A-Cent is short. Rent-A-Cent is short, guys. Below $20, Rent-A-Cent could trigger down. There it goes. Rent-A-Cent, guys. AGNC. It's the AGNC. American Capital Agency. AGNC. AGNC gap below its resistance, so keep an eye on that. I think Rent-A-Cent is the better one. RCII. I only caught a little bit of shares of Rent-A-Cent, 400 shares. That usually tells me it's a good one. Like when I can't catch enough shares, that usually tells me that it's going to sell off hard. Or rip in my face. Okay, guys, I don't like the way that ripped in my face, so I'm going to start covering it. That can happen, guys. That is part of the business. Okay, I covered some and I took a loss. I got immediately stopped out. So that is one of the breaks. It may go down later in the day, but that was a sucker suck in and rip. Do not try to hold this, guys. It will not work in your favor if you try to hold this. If they do that, now there is a chance it could come back down, but it might be at an extremely painful level. Okay, so I took a loss on that, about 50 cents a share on 400 shares. So realize that is part of the risk of gap trading, is something like that can happen. UPS, I'm going back to that. That was the one I liked. I'm going to watch UPS for a fade. Okay, I'm watching UPS for a fade. So far, I'm liking UPS for the fade. Broke the 1 minute high. Okay, I'm taking some UPS now. A fade means goes up, buying it. I'm in UPS long. I want you to see that on UPS there is a 5-minute high that if it breaks could put a big stick up. I'm long UPS. The only problem I have with UPS is I can't really buy that much. I'm going to have to, it's just a little bit pricey. So I'm going to have to bump my risk level up a little bit in order for me to buy it and get enough of it. Meaning that if you buy every 100 shares is $10,000. So for you guys, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a pricey stock for you to trade. I am up about 25 cents per share on this, and I think it's going to break the 5-minute high, so I'm going to buy more actually. I think it goes to 105, which is, you know, a pretty nice move. There she goes. There goes UPS, guys. My rent-to-center loss is almost behind me. There she goes, UPS. Selling some UPS at 104.44. Just sold a little bit. I think it goes right up to 105. I think we got another 50 cents in UPS. If it breaks 104.50, we will go up to 105. I'm going to zoom into this chart here. It's hitting VWAP right now, guys. Just be aware of that. So you, by the way, I shorted Rent-A-Center again, 100 shares. Still in the UPS. I'm going to look to probably try to buy some on the pullback, but I want it to form some kind of a pattern. I think it's going to be a red bar ignored on UPS. I shorted a little bit of Rent-A-Center on that trigger right there, but you know, the problem with Rent-A-Center is it's so thin that by the time I hit it, it was at 2040, so it's a little bit late now. Still tradable, because it could go back down to the low and go lower. Now my UPS is not looking good. Now I'm down on UPS, and I'm up on the Rent-A-Center. Now the Rent-A-Center is financing my UPS. This is one of those days. I'm going to get stopped out of UPS in 2 seconds. My stop is underneath 103. Guys, this is one of the things about gap trading. You know, some days you pick them right, and some days they pick you apart. So Rent-A-Center turned out to be a good one. Fortunately, I have some of it. UPS was initially good, but right now I'm down on UPS and I'm up on Rent-A-Center, but still down on Rent-A-Center because I stopped out the first time. Rent-A-Center, if it breaks the low, is a re-add. I'm actually going to cover some on Rent-A-Center just to book the profit. Made 50 cents back on Rent-A-Center, but only on 200 shares. Now I'm losing money on UPS. 50 cents. But I still think UPS is good. It did not invalidate me. Rent-A-Center still looks good, especially now that it rejected. It just ripped us in the face. Okay, I still think UPS is good. This looks like a buy setup. Okay, Rent-A-Center, I'm going to reload. It looks like a green bar ignored. This was a good day to go on small share size because you did not need a lot of shares to make big movements. If I had only had 100 shares of Rent-A-Center, it would have been no problem to weather the 80-cent rip. But because I had 400 shares, which you know what? Good thing I didn't get my full 1,000. UPS bouncing. Rent-A-Center breaking. Okay, guys, Rent-A-Center, I've made back a good chunk of the money that I lost. Okay, UPS is now working for me. Rent-A-Center is melting. UPS not doing great, but not doing badly. I want UPS to break above that VWAP. If it does, it'll go good. Okay, Rent-A-Center breaking down again. So I picked the right stock. It just ripped in our face, and we got a little bit whipped around. Okay, I am not quite green on Rent-A-Center, but I'm going to be happy with a flat. Okay? Great job, John Streetman, in reshorting Rent-A-Center. If UPS doesn't burst soon, guys, I'm done with UPS. I'm going to cancel that one because it did break the 5-minute high. It just hasn't done anything since then. I'm looking to see if there's any support on Rent-A-Center. I'm covering some more Rent-A-Center here. I don't see any support on Rent-A-Center, guys. UPS breaking, guys. It has not stopped me out, but it's damn close to it. Now, UPS is either going to break, reject, and go up. Okay, so let's see UPS on the 3-minute. I mean, this does not look bad on the 3-minute. If it breaks above that prior bar's high, it'll be good on UPS. Rent-A-Center still looking good to the downside. I don't see any support on this. Rig working. Thank you, Michael, for that one. Rig looking like the fader. Okay, Rig trying to fade. By the way, guys, UPS has now, if it breaks above that prior red bar's high, it turns into a red bar ignored. So UPS is still hanging in there. DDD. Guys, DDD is a good one. Okay, I think DDD is going to get some action. So I would buy DDD. Guys, UPS shot up 20 cents. I'm buying some more UPS. I bought my shares back. It's breaking above the VWAP. It will go to 104.50 if it breaks and stays above the VWAP. There goes UPS, guys. Bang. We had to stay with that one. If it gets up to 104.50, I will be green on the day. If it gets up to 104.50, I will be green on the day. And I will be very glad to sell my stock and be green. DDD Systems is not a good one. There goes UPS, guys. Yay! 104, come on, 104, come on, 104, 104, come on, 104. Guys, I'm green in my UPS position. Sherry doing great on the RCI. Nice job, Sherry. Take your money, stop trading. Yeah, DuPont, DD, yeah. I mean, that is a great earnings reversal, Kenny-esque play. Cake was a big one too, guys. Take a look at Cake. Okay, Cake breaking out right now. Okay, it was an earnings reversal that is now bouncing. Irwin, nice job playing the UPS. Guys, RCII is possibly a bear flag here. You know, I forgot how spready RCII is. And in the morning after earnings, and that was part of the reason why I got whipped and beaten down. UPS turning back up above the VWAP. RCII getting into a, just making a bounce, a bearish bounce. Okay, guys, I think UPS is going to rip. It's made a low, a higher low, a higher low, a higher low. Each time it tried to fail, it didn't fail. And by the way, guys, those of you who are not in your positions and not managing your positions or gave up after a bad trade, weekends fold. That's part of trading. Okay, my RCII is now up. My UPS is about flat. It never stopped me out. My stop is at 103. On UPS. DD, DuPont was a great play. Great call by Kenny. And Rig was a great mention by me that was executed well by Mike G. And by the way, Mike G, I mean, 26 bucks losing on RCII that's totally acceptable. Josh, great trade on RCII. Actually, I'm sorry, Sherry. By the way, Sherry, your job is done. If I see you trade, actually, you know what, Sherry, you're turned off. Sherry? Or can I trust you not to trade? Or do you want me to turn you off? Tell me. You can, okay, good. I like that. So Mike G. Okay, Mike G. Good to be flat. Sherry, good to be green. Larry, very good trade on RCII. Nice hold. Some of you that were slower actually benefited better. Gilmore, come on, Gilmore. I don't know where he went now. Guys, Apple, remember they have earnings at the end of the day. There was a beautiful dip and rip on Apple. Look at the dip and rip on Apple. Skechers. Let's see the daily on Skechers. We're going to continue to watch that. That one actually broke the prior day's low. UPS getting a little disconcerting. RCII. I am still short RCII, and I intend to stay short. These things go down all day sometimes. UPS getting a little better. Okay, RCII breaking down, guys. I have a bid to cover at 21 cents for some of my shares. UPS going up, RCI going down. Not yet green on the day, but every day can't be easy. Okay, I covered some RCII. Actually, RCII, because it has a wide enough spread, is actually decent for scalping. No, Kenny, great calls today. So I've made back 166 of my $200 loss on RCII. I have 62 green on the table. So I've made back the money on RCII. I'm down $95 on UPS. Guys, if RCII turns back below 1950, it could start doing another leg down. I'm just putting a stop on UPS and leaving it alone. There goes RCII, guys. I'm going to cover some here. It broke below 50. I'm just going to put out some bids to cover. Okay, I'm out of RCII, guys. Didn't like the way it was acting. I'm going to be out of the UPS in about 2 seconds, too. Win. My entry on RCII, I have 50 shares left is all I have. I'm just going to put a stop on that at 1970 on a range order. IDTI looks like a good long, guys. IDTI looks like a good long. It just needs a trigger. Guys, UPS triggering to the upside now. If it breaks above and solidly starts getting momentum above the VWAP, which is 103.52, it's above the 50 cent mark. It just rejected and broke down. So that was a I just got out. Add that to the loser column. 50 cents was my stop. And done. UPS is now a short. By the way, guys, I'm right back where I started. Down just over 200 bucks. Sometimes that's what happens. By the way, RCI breaking down. Guys, RCI also broke down. Yeah, look at the way it pushed against VWAP on the 3-minute. That was the issue on UPS. Yep, RCI is moving. Yep, back to the downside. UPS finally below the 103 mark would have become your target now on UPS. UPS is now a short. Once it broke down, it was a short. So we were right on the initial fade, but it was a 1-minute high break fade. We caught this little move good, but then gave it back on the next move. So what are you going to do? PayPal gave it up. Okay, PayPal giving up a lot. IDTI, IDTI. Oh, 5-minute. Not really doing anything. I like, actually, IDTI is giving us a 1-minute trigger now. I just took a little bit of IDTI. I actually bought some UPS as well, guys. I felt like it was a stop run, so I bought 200 shares with a 25-cent stop on UPS at 103 spot 20, stop below 103. RCI also breaking down further. The IDTI looks like I'm going to get stopped on that one as well. I only gave it a $50 stop, so I'm right there on that one. Stop is right underneath 26 bucks. I'm down a little bit, but not near my stop yet. Guys, I covered some RCI. Stopped on the IDTI. One of them days. I will be stopped on the UPS as well. So I've gotten stopped out. I'm pretty much done with my risk for the day. So down about 300 bucks. Made back almost all the money I lost on RCII. But lost about 200 more on UPS and $50 on, so I lost 250 on RCII, made back 200. UPS lost 200, and then lost $66 on IDTI. IDTI, yeah. So I'm going to see if I have any high quality opportunities. IDTI. UPS I'm still not stopped out of on my re-entry. So now it's at 10:30. Now I got to wait for trending plays. I mean, I think the Qs are a good buy down here, right? We have a double bottom on the Qs. Okay, we made that big gap down and fade, which worked. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to try this IDTI one more time because it just gave like a trigger. Actually, you know what? I got a 3-minute trigger on the Qs, guys. So I took the 3-minute trigger on the Qs. My stop is going to be below the low here. My UPS did not stop me out. Now green on UPS, green on the Qs. There goes UPS. Finally. Shouldn't have spoke so soon because it rejected right away. RCII making new lows, guys. RCII making new lows. RCII making a new low, guys. I took it again short. UPS, forget about it, got stopped out. My first trade was my best trade. I just got shook out of it. Yeah, the Q's going up now and RCI going down. Going to cover RCI half of the position here. Actually, I'm not. I'm finally making some money. Yeah, I'm covering it. Yeah, made some money on RCI finally. Not yet green on the day on that one, but I'm up on the Qs, and RCI made some more money, guys. Look at RCI breaking the low here. RCI getting kibosh now, guys. Down another 10 cents. I'm going to cover some more here. Q's going up. Got a nice entry on the Q's, if it could just hold. RCII at the low, breaking lower. Q's going up. UPS back at the 25 number. Guys, I like Facebook here. Look at Facebook, gap down, just crossed VWAP on the 5-minute. Okay. If the market rallies, that's going to be a stock that's relatively strong. RCII new low. Sometimes, guys, the market deals you good cards, and you just don't play your hand right. So today I was dealt good cards in RCII, and I played my hand. I busted on RCII and then made it back, but then I busted on UPS. So it's just the way the game goes sometimes. Fortunately for some of you, you made money on RCII and you made money on UPS. Some of you did not. I just covered some RCII guys at 84 cents. RCII is breaking the low. You made out well, John. It was definitely a wild one. I mean, you cut your losses real tight the first time around. That he made. So John made $220. He lost 220. Made 276. Made 72. Lost 7. So and it ended up 120 bucks. So that's the good trade management for an hour. But definitely a wild one. We got a little double, possibly triple bottom on the Qs. I'm still long the Qs and still short RCII. Let me see Facebook here. I think Facebook's going to be a beast. If the market turns up, I think Facebook will run into the end of the day. There go the guys. If the Qs take out this high, market will rally. Okay, I'm out of the RCII. All covered up on RCII. Okay, I'm now long Facebook, long the Qs. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Guys, Apple earnings tonight, possible earnings runner on Apple. Guys, I believe that the market will rally based on Apple running into earnings. Really good buy setup right there on Apple. Wait for a little pullback now on Apple. We might not get one. I bought a little Apple, just 100 shares. Stop is going to be below, it's going to be 115.69. Okay, guys, my target on Apple is going to be 117.98. Okay, so that's my target on Apple. On Facebook, My target on Facebook is going to be 103.44. Target on stop on Facebook going to be 102.89. Okay, the other one, my next one is going to be zoom out. My next one's going to be 103.89. $103.89. And my low price is going to be 102.69. All right. Okay, let's see the Qs here. Qs are working as well, guys. Qs I'm going to sell into 112.95. Come on, Facebook, come on, QQQ, come on, Apple, come on. So this is the trending play now. Guys, look at UPS. Watch UPS. Don't forget about this bad boy. Okay, guys, Facebook, I just sold some. Hit my first target on Facebook. Now going to my second target, guys. $0.89 is my second target on Facebook. I'm up 42 cents on Facebook. I question whether I should just take some. You know what? I'm down on the day. I'm going to watch this. If it doesn't go straight up, which it is, okay, I'm going to take half here on Facebook. I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. Sold at 666. Woohoo! All right, I'm out of the Facebook, guys. I made back a nice chunk of profit on Facebook, just about $100. I only had 200 shares. I wish I had more, but such is life. Erwin, I would take some ducats as well. There goes Facebook back up to 103.65. It's probably going to hit my... All right, guys. Definitely take some profit on Facebook here. It's up to the top of the daily bar. If it starts to pull back, take more profit. Guys, the Qs, I'm going to take some profit on the Qs soon. I'm going to take half. I mean, that was like a straight 2-minute drop, but I think this might be a buy setup. If it gets back up there on Apple, I'm going to take my profit. I think Apple's a great pullback right now. I think you got to expect some viciousness because you know Apple has earnings after the bell today. The Qs are still going, guys. I sold that a little early. Guys, Facebook is up to 171. This is probably where Facebook will reverse. Yep, nice job coming back, Erwin. Guys, this IDTI might be a good buy here. I tried it over here and it's got stopped out, but I mean now it looks like it's pretty good. Guys, this type of wick looks to me like an Apple algo, like something scooping up shares for the earnings run. So you're just going to have to be very, very aware of that and cautious of it. And a lesson to anybody, and Erwin, you should have a stop on that position. So like on IDTI, if you take that trade, your stop needs to be below the low, right? So IDTI, the low of the day, is 25.31. So you got to put it at 25.29. Stop. And your target should be at, 26.49. There goes Facebook, guys. Facebook going. I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I can't force myself to buy it here. But whatever. I'm gonna sell some of my Apple instead. Guys, look at Apple. I'm not gonna sell my Apple yet. It looks, I didn't realize it wasn't all the way up. I was up another 20 cents from here. I think Apple's going to go, guys. Nice trade on Facebook, Erwin. I should have sold my Apple. All right, give me a few. Guys, I think UPS is a 15-minute buy setup if it triggers above that green bar's high. IDTI working as well. IDTI, well, was working a second ago. Stocks that did not fall like UPS. UPS went up, pulled back. It's just moving on a slow time frame. There goes Apple, guys. Apple going. UPS going. There goes Apple, guys. Apple and UPS going simultaneously. Guys, amazing call on the Qs. Facebook, I'd sell. If it gets back up to 104, dump it. Apple not acting right. Facebook's still okay. All right, guys, I'm just about done for the day. Not a horrible day, but not a green day. Within risk limits, can't win them all. Had some great opportunities to make money. RCII, beautiful short. Unfortunately, we got our butt ripped on the first move. It shot up 80 cents and scared me, which still happens, okay? Many of you did not get in quite as early as I did, which sometimes works in my favor. This time did not work in my favor. And the next one was UPS. I jumped into UPS. And, of course, the first trade worked. Second trade did not work. Facebook did work. Apple did work, but is currently not working. QQQ did work. Bought it down here. Sold it here. But not with me in it anymore. So we did have a lot of good trades, just unfortunately not all the ones that I took were the ones that won. DD, DuPont was a big winner for Kenny, and some of you played the UVXY and such. But either way, guys, we survived to trade another day. Some of you did great. Catch us all later. Bye.